He talked about this article in the New York Times about Trump's relationship with women and said there are things in here that he is going to have to answer for. Do you agree with that?
Well, of course he has to answer, and people will ask those questions, and they've got 20 or more, they've got hundreds, I suppose, people digging into everything he's done for all these years. But people have not expected purity on his part. What they're concerned about, they're deeply concerned about, is this somebody strong enough to take on Washington? Will he challenge the establishment? Will he end the illegality in immigration? Will he insist on trade agreements that lift our economy, increase manufacturing? And will he stand up to the elites? And he's doing so, and the people are responding. He's leading in Ohio by 4 points, a state we've lost for several terms now, elections now. Pennsylvania, neck and neck, Indiana. So these situations, to me, suggest that he's appealing to the new group of voters, bringing in voters Republicans haven't had in 8 years, the ones necessary to win an election.
You've had a party that has been in favor of free trade agreements, that has been in favor of entitlement reform, that has been open to immigration reform, a path to citizenship. Those are all diametrically opposed to where Trump is. So where is the center of gravity now for the Republican Party on
That's
those
a good
issues?
question, Jonathan. I would say it's with the movement Donald Trump is leading. He is leading the Republican Party, which is the Republican voter. And the Republican voter is adopting his views and not the views that too often we've seen out of Washington, Democrat and Republican. And so I think he's showing real strength there. He's unifying the people who are going to say, we want some change. We want better jobs, better wages. We don't want falling wages. We want an immigration system that protects our interest.
Former CIA Director David Petraeus, who commanded coalition forces here in Iraq and Afghanistan, wrote an op-ed piece this week saying that the kind of anti-Muslim rhetoric we're seeing back home is very harmful to U.S. national security, writing, demonizing a religious faith and its adherents not only runs contrary to our most cherished and fundamental values as a country, it is also corrosive to our vital national security interests and ultimately to the United States' success in this war. I was out yesterday with the ground commander here, Major General Gary Volesky. He will not talk about politics or the election, but I did ask him his reaction to the Petraeus op-ed.
People forget I have Muslims in my formation that wear my uniform. Your religious background, your beliefs, your ethnicity, we're soldiers here, and we're all defending the Constitution of the United States. That's why we're able to go and operate anywhere in the world. It's because we stand for our values, and that builds trust, and people understand we take the moral high ground in this.
Well,
your reaction to that, Senator?
We need to respect people's faith. We need to, when we're working in the Middle East, we need to be very respectful of how these good people conduct their lives and the faith that they have. It means tremendously important to them. But I got to tell you, we do have problems with violent extremism. We need to talk about that. We need to admit it. We need to know the nature of the threat that the United States faces. So I don't think Trump has gone too far. He said we should have a temporary ban on entry of people into the country from the Muslim world, but that's because we have an ineffective screening process that the Defense Department and security forces tell us we don't have the needs we have. So I think that we're moving in the right direction. It's an important issue. I believe Donald Trump is speaking openly about it, but he has also made clear that he hopes to see that end and end soon. Any temporary ban would be, in fact, temporary.